Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, frolicking Friday, fabulous Friday, whatever you want to call it. I hear a lot of traffic out on the roads, so at least that's kind of good, right? I think I think some of the positives that I started thinking about with everything that was happening here with Cuomo are that a lot of people are starting to see exactly how mentally ill he is. Like they really are. Good morning, Paula. You know, that exchange that there was with the reporters, and not just one reporter, but a couple of reporters. And then you're seeing some government officials here in Erie County that are now fed up with what he has done, you know, and defending the way they responded here in Erie County, which was a horrible thing. It was a nightmare. I mean, they shouldn't have had things shut down, and that's evidenced by the fact that you've dragged out what should have been a 3 or 4 work. Good morning, Anna. A 3 or 4 week ordeal. Now you've dragged it out over 8 months. You know, but these are encouraging things that people are finally, you know, from all sides of the aisle are starting to take a look at what it is exactly. Hey, Barb, good morning. What it is that he is doing and what a terror he is. You know, what a nightmare. The guy's mentally ill. He's struggling with mental illness every single day. Good morning, Barb. I already got you. Barb. Sorry. We know he's struggling with mental illness. We know state troopers. Good morning, Roger. Oh, yeah, big time anger issues, Raj. Good morning. We know he's been suffering and struggling. He's been crippling mental illness. You know, he crawls up out of where he is, as reported by the people that we have within his camp, you know, that work for him directly, that are surrounded by him. You know, those people that work in law enforcement, that are, you know, assigning people to his detail, because the guy is just crippled with anxiety and mental illness. Well, yeah, don't be a dictator. Don't be a tyrant. It sucks when you kill. I thought it was 50,000 people, but apparently that number has been adjusted. They must have brought that back, because I know for a fact that number was up to like 42 or 46,000 people. I know for a fact that that's where it is. So they, you know, and good morning, Jackie. But what they do is they just always pare everything back. You can't find this information anywhere on the web. They cleanse it. They purge it. They completely erase it. Gone. Time after time after time. And that is criminal. Like, that is book burning right there. That is absolute destruction of the freedom of speech. For any of us to be able to report or, you know, record this stuff or research this stuff. And it's no longer going to be these pretty, you know, investigations that they have. No, we're going to come down on these people, you know, these corporations. And it starts with what we're doing and what we're building here. So there's a lot of very encouraging things. Does it suck that Cuomo is mentally ill and that he should be removed from his office because he's unfit to deal with it? Absolutely, he should. There's no reason he should be in control. Never should have been. The guy is a complete and total mafia criminal. And everything that he does is all about him. Transactional governor. Everything is about him. But that's some good news. Some other good news that we've got, there's a lot of the state that's still open, right? So that's at least encouraging. Even though it's not us directly, I think there are a number of towns in Erie County, which is just so confusing but I think that this can play and work to our benefit, right? The Department of Health was coming out and saying, well, we don't know what the guidelines are. And then if you called them out on it, you said, well, this is what this was supposed to be, and this was what this was supposed to be. And then they walk away and say, well, we'll look into that. So this can help your small business or restaurant locally here, because it is so confusing. And you know that they're not going to come back and tell you that you can reopen. They're not going to do that. We've already seen that. When, you know, during it, they said, okay, well, yeah, you can open on this day, but you can't open, but we don't really know what the rules are or the regulations. So because it is so convoluted, And it's so watered down with what they've got going on. Well, this town is closed or this part. Just say you didn't know. Have the Department of Health come in. They don't have that many people that they can respond to every single business. Stay open, guys. Just stay open. If they come and say, well, are we closed today or not? And then ask them for the figures and the data. Demand it. The burden of proof is on them to provide that, to justify any shutdown. And they need to make it clear that they can't have a shutdown. That's the other thing, guys. Nowhere in the history, just so you guys know, in the entire United States, all 44 pandemics during the history that we've had from the 1900s, there's been 26. Really kind of weird how, you have these pandemics all the time. That's not a globalist elite agenda at all. There's nothing going on there. That you had 44 from 18 from 1776 to 1900. Well, I guess that's about not too bad, right? And then 26. So it was only, 150 or 125 years. So I guess there's a little bit of parity there. I don't know what the increase, well, maybe the increase is because the world was traveling more. So I guess that's kind of consistent. Maybe the globalist elites, aren't, well, they are. They're involved in every pandemic, the way they exploit it, right, with the media. It's just all about fear. But in the U.S., there has never been a case, and as a matter of fact, there have been cases that have been ruled that the government can only make recommendations and advise people on what to do. That's all they are done. That's all they can do. They are limited in that scope of what they can do. Every single court case regarding a so-called pandemic or any type of virus that has gone out there, any type of plague, bubonic plague, you cannot intervene in business. You cannot close down business. Every single case, they've said that. And you have these leftists that sit there and they laugh. These leftists, they laugh about corruption, voter fraud, voter interference, voter election rigging. They laugh about it. They laugh about the fact that there is a shutdown. They laugh that there are good people suffering. They laugh at the fact that people are dying, killing themselves. People can't visit their elderly family. They love it. They're so miserable and wretches of human beings that they're literally laughing at all this despair. They laugh at crime and corruption. But if it were Trump on the other side that, was being accused, they would be like, oh, it's legit, just like the fraud of Russian collusion. They thought that was legit. Ukraine, they thought that was legit, right? That was all legit. But the act with no evidence, zero evidence, $50 million and zero evidence, they still believe it's a thing. All of the reports that came back that said this wasn't a thing, they still believe it. But when you have proof after proof after proof on video, people not allowing, putting signs up so observers can't be there, the voter rolls, dead people voting, the list goes to hundreds and hundreds of violations that we all know about. They don't acknowledge that. There's no proof, it's conspiracy theory. But these degenerates of human beings, they literally are laughing at the fact that there's fraud and corruption. And they're laughing that these businesses are shut down. That's how sick and depraved they are. That's how out of their minds they are. But the government knew that the government should not and should never be big enough to be able to shut down businesses. That is not within their purview. And even with the 1918 Spanish flu, which they all love to cite, right? They love to cite that, well, they locked things. They didn't. They never locked things down. Never once in the history of our country have they ever locked anything down. Well, now they know better. How do they know better? The states that never shut down have the lowest death rates. The states that did lock down and are continuing to lock down with masks, and that's the other thing, they've got the worst death rates, the worst case totals. So here's the other thing. If masks work, good morning, Joe, great to see you, brother. If masks work so well, everybody out there that I see is wearing them. Everybody out there is social distancing, washing their hands. If these masks that these leftist, radical, out of their mind, delusional, mentally ill, deranged psychopaths say works so effectively. First off, why don't we keep the prisoners in jail if they're so effective, right? Just put a mask on, that's one, right? But if they're working so effectively, how is it conceivable and how is it possible that we've had this spike if masks work so effectively? And you know what? Masks don't work because Paul, last night at our Constitutional Coalition meeting, Paul's amazing. Excuse me. I was blessed and honored to have a little bit of a conversation with him after the fact too. So thank you, Paul. But he showed, he had a mask, the heavy mask, put his lighter up to him, this far away, blew it out. So they seriously think that it has been, exactly, Roger. But these people, these lemmings, the masses, they're completely mindless. But they're the ones that say, we know all the science. Well, where's the science? Show me something, anything, and they can't. Well, we wouldn't wear masks if we didn't need them. Oh, so that's your science. And then John Wanglin here, he goes and provides some information. I didn't even look at it. I'm like, this dude could find anything from anywhere, and I want you guys, take a look. I love the fact that you get into it and call him out. I have way more better things to do than John engaging me with that stuff, with his delusion, with his complete irrationality and the way he illogically thinks about everything. Ask John when you see him, say, where, the studies, who financed the studies, when do they finance them, and why do they go against mask manufacturers, WHO's own recommendations, CDC's own recommendations, Fauci's own recommendations? He's going to say it's evolving science. How in the world is it evolving science in 2020? Do you seriously think that that 2019 we didn't know, like we were so rudimentary and archaic in our understanding and knowledge of masks and epidemiology and virology, but now all of a sudden we're way better? Like seriously, that's the way these people think. And if masks are working so great, everybody that I go out, I see everybody wearing a mask. If they work so great, why are we spiking? Why is New York State spiking? You know what I mean? And why are these other states spiking if it works so well? So other good news, getting on to good news, is that we have, I'm going to try to keep this upbeat because it's Friday. We'll probably do a couple of dances. You know me, I love to do the dance. But Constitutional Coalition meeting last night we had, was a great meeting. Nancy Orticelli put that together, and her group there, Sean and Beth and Susan, and just trying to think of all the names. Kate Thompson was there yesterday, but just going around the room with everybody. Ben and Jackie, I got to meet them and get to know them a little bit more, and Michelle was there, Overton. But great group of patriots, a phenomenal group of patriots that they've been working so hard for so long. Dwayne Whitmer was there as well. Joe Palladino was there. Jen and Paul Zora were there as well. That was great to see them. And it was just a strategy session, and, figuring out what we could do. And, Nancy invited me last minute because of the different things that we have going on this weekend. I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of detail here in the video because they do watch the videos. So I am inviting everybody. If you guys want to know about what the events are that's going on, good morning, Amanda. If you want to know about the events that are going on and taking place this weekend, please let me know. We do have an event that's taking place tonight. It's to benefit small businesses, and we're trying to form a small business coalition. We were already on that with freenewyorkstate.com and trying to get this built up. We were working very hard to accomplish that. I'm really hoping that with this individual that we'll be working with tonight, that Marie Rock, myself, and this individual, as others, restaurant owners, good morning, Carrie, good morning, Julianne, we're really hoping that we are going to be able to impact this now and move it forward. Now that people are seeing that, look, there's a second time that we're going to shut down. They're going to shut us down over and over and over again. And the way we approached it was this. When everything shut down, I was fighting. We tried to get a restaurant coalition going. That was one of the things that was adamant about it, trying to put people together. We got freenewyorkstate.com together in that group, and I was like, yes, we're going to do this. We were working with one of the local restaurateurs, and I'm not going to give the names, I'm not going to implicate anybody, but we were working with them, and we were trying to, we acknowledged, this was back in like May, and we had acknowledged it, or June, whatever it was, and we had acknowledged that the Department of Health was the weak point, that we needed to attack the Department of Health workers and officials because we could shut them down. They're just government employees. They don't want that kind of heat. They don't want that kind of exposure. They don't want to be called out for being responsible, directly responsible. So who's directly responsible for this? You know, you could say Cuomo, you could say Poloncarz, but at the end, good morning, Dale. Great to see you, brother. The end of the day, it's Department of Health officials, guys. It is those guys. And we're coming after you, Department of Health officials. Sorry to tell you, we already have people within your ranks that are helping us and talking to us. Just so you know, Department of Health, when you're watching here, Erie County, Mark Poloncarz, make sure you share this with them, that we have people within your ranks, that we know what is happening. We know that most people don't support it. And we know the people that do support it and are completely radicalized and tyrannical with it. We are coming after you. We will come to your house. We will protest in front of your house. We're not going to do anything illegal. Everything is going to be above board and legal, but we're going to let everybody know through everybody's Facebook Lives. We're going to put your face everywhere. We're going to put you on camera, on video. And we said that one of the tactics that needs to happen is, as a small business owner, you put them on camera. As soon as they walk in, you put them on camera. And people are scared to do that. They're nervous to do that because we're like, well, this person's not a bad person. They are shutting you down. Put them on camera. You put them on camera, and then what they do, so we said put them on camera. This was back in June and May. Put them on camera. We're going after the Department of Health. We're going to go to their homes. We're going to protest in front of them. We're going to put their faces everywhere. We're going to show all the businesses that they shut down. We're going to show how much money that these people have lost. Well, we're just the workers. Don't kill the messenger. Yep. You are the worker. You are responsible for it because you're the one that's enforcing it. If you choose not to enforce it, or you choose to leave your job, would they hire somebody else? Yes, they would. But guess what? We're going to do the same thing to them. So Department of Health is directly responsible for this. SLA, that organization, that criminal crime syndicate of an organization that goes after people and tries to entrap them over and over and over again, they were weaponizing the SLA officials against them. New York State Tax Department coming after people. Cuomo authorizing this. And then Sheriff's Department. Well, the beautiful thing is this, that the Sheriff's Department and most Sheriff's Departments have said, we're not supporting this. We're not going to come out with these people, which is great. That's huge. Here in Erie County, though, you have local law enforcement, Hamburg PD, Cheektowaga PD. I've seen them accompany Department of Health officials and be utilized, even without Department of Health officials, to go into businesses to make sure that they were shut down. So right now, and I'll get back to finish. So it's Department of Health. And then here's the other thing, guys. What they're doing is, and I just discovered this last night, courtesy of Dwayne Whitmer, Dwayne had said that what's happening is the code enforcement officers, they are pulling the certificate of occupancy. So if you own a business, if you own a small business or restaurant and you remain open, you can't be arrested. But what the code enforcement officer is doing is illegally, unlawfully, unconstitutionally, and criminally taking away your certificate of occupancy for no reason. No reason. There's no basis or justification for it. And they know they can do this because who are you going to fight? You're going to take it to local town government where the judge is with the code enforcement officer and he sits with them. You're not going to get any justice at all. This is why it is critical for us to get every justice out there that is not good, that has done anything to support this, out. They are voted in, guys. Town justices are all voted in. We can get every single one of these people out and get people that are constitutionalists and originalists. I don't care if they're libertarian or if they're liberals or Democrats or whatever. I don't care. But every town justice we need to attack. So when we were saying what we were doing back in, and I'm going to finish with the code enforcement officer here. So what they'll do then, good morning, Joseph. Good morning, Mike. What's up, brother? Mike, I got to apologize to you. I'm really sorry about what happened with your house and everything and the misunderstanding there. I'm really hoping that we can repair the relationship. I never meant for that to happen. I never expected it to happen. I hope you guys got into that house. I do want to say that, but I felt sick and bad about that since. And I see you on here. I just wanted to take an opportunity to apologize to you, Mike, for that. It wasn't anything. It wasn't intentional, but everything that happened, it happened the way that it did. So I apologize and I accept my responsibility, Mike. Sorry to break away and segue for that for a second, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Love Mike. Mike is an amazing guy. He owns his own business, Stage Light. If you guys ever need any type of HVAC work or plumbing work, Mike Peters, he's amazing. Great work. He helped me out with my boiler. He set it all up when I needed it. And he came over, put the new parts on, worked on it for a couple of days. Great guy, very professional, very efficient. Stage Light, heating and cooling, I think it is what it is. But he also races. He races motorcycles. And I'm sorry to segue here for a second, but Mike was a very close friend, very dear friend. And there was a rift that was caused with a situation with his house where the lender was looking for a lot of different information from my construction company. And it just got to be so arduous. And I think I just apologize to Mike. It was just a miscommunication. But Mike also races races motorcycles. And it's so funny because the first time he went to an event for drag racing was a part of Shred and Rag and Cruise Nights, which I was running, and I got involved with Ralph Galuzzi to get Shred and Rag and Cruise Nights over to Ralph Galuzzi's place. A great story. I'll tell you guys that some other time, but great story. And we used to have Run What You Brung for $5, and Mike ran his motorcycle. Good morning, Brenda. And he ran his motorcycle, and he loved it, and he was hooked. And I don't know how many championships Mike won after that, but year after year after year, the guy would win championships and winning races and races and races. So absolutely love you, brother. Glad to see you here. And again, please, my sincerest apologies on everything that happened. So getting back to what we were talking about, what code enforcement officers will do then to a small business is this. They're going to pull your certificate of occupancy illegally and criminally, but then also what's going to happen is they're going to shut off your electricity to that establishment. They're going to shut it off from the curb. How is that possible? What justification do you have to possibly do that? And thank you, Dwayne Whitmer and the Libertarian Party for doing what they're doing. Dwayne Whitmer, guys, if you guys don't know who Dwayne Whitmer is, get to know him. He's Libertarian Party. He's Erie County Libertarian Party chairman. And this guy is also an accountant. So if you need any accounting, guys, if you need anything at all, go find Dwayne Whitmer, because Dwayne Whitmer is absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing, complete patriot, complete warrior, complete fighter. He is very tight with Steve Filano, who is amazing. We're trying to build this coalition of attorneys in New York State and Erie County specifically. Jim Ostrowski, who has been a fighter forever. They're very tight. But Dwayne Whitmer, he reached out to all the sheriffs. Literally reached out to all the sheriffs in New York State, did it, to ask what their position was going to be on enforcing the Thanksgiving so-called mandates. And he made a list, and I think that's on New York Libertarian Party. I want to say he did it on NYLP, I think that's what it's called, New York Libertarian Party, and he did that. He called up every single sheriff and said, we're going to enforce this. No. Niagara County, no. Tim Howard, Erie County, no. He did that on his own. Great ideas, great suggestions, and everything that he had. So that's how, and he informed me of what they're doing to shut these businesses down. You're not getting arrested. You're being ticketed. Like in the city, what's happening is if you stay open, like I think it was the Malamute or like one of the places they were open, and again the leftists laughing. Oh, they got busted twice. Busted for what? It is illegal for the government to shut you down. They can't intervene. They can't do that. They can make advisements. That's it. And they laugh that they shut you down. So, these people are the ones that get the guaranteed paychecks, right? They got the teachers and the families. They got the government employees in the family. They're receiving some type of welfare or public assistance, right? They got the government contracts. They don't care. So what Buffalo police were doing was they're ticketing people, but you can't even respond to the tickets in court because the courts are closed. Why are the courts closed? We know why they're closed. Good morning, Nate. I think I said good morning, Joe, and good morning, Brenda, again. Good morning, Julie. I think I said good morning. But anyways, so I guess Tim Howard is doing a good job, which is great. Good morning, Dave. But what Buffalo police were doing is they're ticketing him. Then these courts are closed, like in Cheektowaga, all the way. Oh, wear a mask. And I told you guys about that, right? Just derangement. So, and then what the Buffalo police will do, and state troopers and Erie County sheriffs, is they will provide a roadblock, a barrier, so people can't come in. It doesn't get any more Nazi Germany or fascist than that, guys. Like, it really doesn't. Antifa, all Antifa, good morning, Joe. Anybody that's from Antifa, describe fascism to me. Because to me, fascism is a government coming out and shutting down your business. So why aren't we together on this? Why are we fighting on this issue? I mean, it seems pretty clear that a government doing that, you're fighting government, you're fighting big government, fascism, but a fascist act you don't care about. They're not stepping up. Black Lives Matter, you don't see them stepping up for any local business leaders. You certainly don't see Antifa, the anti-fascists, stepping out against the fascism for small businesses. How much work and effort are they putting into the small businesses, the restaurant, the bar owners? What are they doing for them? Nothing. The clear case of fascism, wherever the tyrannical dictator, Cuomo and pulling cars, doing what they're doing, but where are you? And that's how they're operating. So we know how they're operating now, guys. So we know how we can fight it. We know how we can fight it. And how do you fight this as a business owner? File lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Dwayne Whitmer, again, informed our group, Constitutional Coalition, last night. And Dwayne is a wealth of information. Brilliant guy. Love him. Love working with him. And I cannot wait to partner with him and work with him a little bit more closely. He, Jen Ostrowski, and Steve Filano, they're amazing, incredible minds and incredible people and warriors and patriots. So thank you to those guys for everything that they're doing and all the information that they're sharing. You know, what Dwayne said is that Antifa is a part of this defund police. What that did was they changed laws, they changed legislation that used to protect government officers from lawsuit. What that means is you, Mr. and Mrs. Business Owner, share this with everybody, guys. You can sue not only the town, not only the agency, but the actual officer. So when your Department of Health official walks in through the door, you serve them papers. You sue the hell out of them. You sue the hell out of the officer that walks in for going against the Constitution. You talk to your attorney, you figure out exactly what's being violated, and then you list that in there against the charges, and you hand them, you serve them papers. As soon as they walk in the door with the video camera, serve them the papers. That's how you stop this. Because they can be sued individually now. So thank you, Antifa. Thank you, Black Lives Matter, for doing that and accomplishing that for us, because that's the way it should have been all along. These government employees are working for us, and it's like I've said, Antifa and Black Lives Matter are accomplishing a lot of the things that we wanted to accomplish, right? Criminal justice reform, bringing down the size of government, and this is one of them, holding government officials accountable. Thank you, Dwayne Whitmer, for that piece of information. Whoever provided that to him, if it was Jim Ostrowski or Steve Filano. But you can sue every single person that comes to your office, or comes to your business, your place of business, your restaurant, your gym, your what else is closed? Tattoo parlors, whatever it is that your business is. You can sue that Department of Health official, that code enforcement officer, sue them into oblivion. Monitor and track exactly how much money you have lost because of the lockdowns and the shutdown. It's a direct result because the people, blame it on Cuomo, blame it on pulling cars, all you want. Blame it on the legislators. They're all a part of this, right? But at the end of the day, the people that are most responsible for this are code enforcement officers, utility company, for shutting off your electric, so sue the electric company for shutting off your electric unjustly. Board of Health, Department of Health, and then your SLA, And if law enforcement of any kind comes in, state troopers, Erie County sheriffs, local municipality, serve them papers to be sued. Because now the door is open for you to be able to do that. Sue them into oblivion. If they want to collect their paychecks doing nothing from the taxpayers who can't, and that's the other thing, guys. If you own a property taxes are still coming in. You still have to pay their salaries. They are shutting you down, not giving you any reason at all for why they're shutting you down. They're not providing any evidence, any data, any science, anything at all for why they're shutting you down. They're just shutting you down. Good morning, Joyce. And then they are forcing you to pay their salaries. They're telling you, figure it out. They're giving you no answer, none. They're giving you no remedy, nothing. They're giving you no deadline. There's no deadline on when your business can open up right now. None. They're saying 2 months that you have to sit there. But all that while, they're collecting their money, collecting the money, right? They get to have their families over. Yeah. Uno, Yahtzee. They get to do that, right? Ooh, the Christmas Story is on. Ooh, Smurfs Christmas is on, right? They get to do it. They're going to, good morning, Jay. They get to collect their paychecks and they're going to shut you down. But not only are they going to shut you down and tell you, not even tell you figure out. They're not going to give you any answers at all. They're going to tell you, oh, hey, by the way, here's the tax bill that you got to pay. Does it get any more dystopian than that? So, a lot of great information from Dwayne Whitmer yesterday, guys. Erie County Libertarian Party chairman. Friend request him. Amazing, amazing, amazing individual. Jim Ostrowski, amazing individual. Jim Ostrowski's been in the fight a little bit longer. And, Jim is kind of at the end of where he wants to be. He's written several books. He's fought so hard for so long. Even still, in spite of that, he is still fighting hard. He's fighting very hard. Steve Filano, he's fresh. Steve Filano's amazing. Absolutely amazing individual. Love the work that he's doing. 2ANYS is Steve Filano's organization. Second Amendment, New York State. 2ANYS. So please, friend request Steve Filano. It's STEVEFELANO. And then go to 2ANYS and share that with all your friends and like-minded friends. Good morning, Deb. They are doing a great job, a great fight. And even though there are differences with Hogan Willig, I've gotten some information last night about, really? Are you serious, Jackie? Man, Facebook is at it again, guys. They took a week off because all the conservatives, they were celebrating and probably drunk, and now they're back on it. Because they're seeing, what's happening is that they're seeing that they're going to probably lose the election. I even saw somebody post today that Facebook removed president-elect from Joe Biden to politician. So, I don't know if that's legitimate or valid or whatever, but now that they're ratcheting up, it's time for you guys to get to MeWe. It's time for you guys to get to Parler. MeWe is a great site. It is actually pretty good. I do enjoy it. It's a little bit confusing and cumbersome to use, and knowing how to like different posts and friend request everybody. Oh, really? Uh-oh, he got a little hot. Man, Mark loves him just going after somebody Antifa, man. He really does. So anyways, but, even though there are the differences with the groups, and now I can't be Dana Coney or Amy Coney Barrett and not have anything. There were so many notes to put in there. But I was listening to Bowerly yesterday, so thank you for Tom Bowerly for doing everything that he is doing with the fight. And thank you very much to him, bringing in these attorneys that he did. I think it was Corey Hogan and Stephen Cohen. Now, I know that people have had differences with them. I can't personally attest to them or, how good they are or how bad they are. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about Hogan Willig. But what I do know is this. They were on Tom Bowerly yesterday on WBEN 930. I think I said GR, WBEN 930. And a great interview. They walked everybody through step by step, what they could do, and including that you need the burden of proof is on the government to substantiate the shutdown. Never been a shutdown before. As a matter of fact, the government used to say under no circumstance can the government intervene in the economy or businesses, guys. We're going to do a job on researching that stuff, but if you guys there, while you're listening, you're hearing this, write this down on a piece of paper. And it says antelope hunting. I love antelope hunting. So anyways, write it down, guys. Research it. Get this information out to as many people as you can. The expert research, the expert testimony, they need to show cause. They're taking away people's livelihoods, and they don't have the expert research. They just don't have it. They have been able to show cause. They don't have expert testimony. They don't. They have liars that don't have any data, that are getting paid and financed to say what they're saying, or to be so afraid to say anything because they're worried about the ramifications of what's going to happen because of Cuomo or where they work, right? If you take something, you have to compensate them. You have to give them some type of reason. They have no plan for real human beings. And it's just a distorted plan. Like it's just completely dysfunctional. They're not telling them any real relevancy. How do you provide for yourself? How do your employees provide for themselves? Like, where's the unemployment? Where's the bailout? There's none, because New York State is one of the only places in the country that are still closing down. You know, they have experts covering. Oh, that's right. They the so-called experts that are saying anything just to support their narrative. The experts, they have no experts that, or they're cowering because the actual experts, like I said, they're just afraid of what's going to happen if they don't say whatever they need to say to fit the narrative, right? The dialogue. There's no establishment of a threat, and numbers aren't there to verify the shutdown. There's no deaths. You know, where are the deaths? They're not even listing that stuff anymore. Like, you're not even seeing it in the media, the number of deaths. You're not seeing it. They're not posting it like they used to for a long, long time, right? If it's listed as a COVID death, this was a very interesting point, that if it's listed as a COVID death, insurance is paying 100%. Instead, they only get 40%. I don't know all the details on that. Also, we know about the $13,000 per COVID case where they're not even listing the names. We know they're not listing the names. They're just listing cases. And they get paid. Get paid. Woo. Hospitals get paid. $13,000 per number, not individual. Hey, Paul's here again. New case. Paul's here again. New case. 13K, who wants a raise? So, and then it's $39,000 if you're on a ventilator, and I think I heard it's $69,000 if it's a death. If you die from it, you get $69,000. And I think it was $13,000 per person if they come in up to twice or three times, I think it was. So, but they don't even know the people because they're not keeping the people's names down. They're just putting a number down. Literally, the people who are recording it, I know the PAs, I know the doctors, I know the nurse practitioners, I know RNs that are in these hospitals saying, yep, we just put the number down. There were effective treatments, but they're talking about vaccinations, treatments that are curing people. You know, Charlie had it, or we think he had it. He didn't go into the hospital, and he ended up, you know, quinine and zinc and vitamin D and vitamin C. Fine. He's fine now. Numbers are skewed for profit. We talked about that. The effective treatments. 7% of all deaths in Erie County, they're saying, are COVID this year. So it's 7% that they're claiming, which we know it's way less than that. Nationally, it's 8%. So here in New York, in Erie County, we are at 7%. Nationally, we're below the level of 8%, but we're shut down. And then New York State, or no, I don't know if it's New York, it might be New York State, it might be New York City, 21%. So here in Erie County, we're at 7%, you know, that all deaths are COVID this year, which we know that's an elevated number because we know people that have come out and said, no, that my loved one died of this, but you're listing it as COVID. We know that that's happening. We know they're getting paid more money, 100%. You think that the hospital is going to go, well, we get 100% over here, And we're 40% for that. Yeah. And what did he do? He blew himself up. COVID. It's COVID. Of course they're going to do that. Any management team, hospital management team or administrator is going to absolutely put it down every chance they get. So even that number is inflated, 7% in Erie County. We're lower than the figure nationally, 8%, but Cuomo's still going to shut us down. He's still going to lock us down for 2 months or an indefinite amount of time. And then New York, either state, it can't be New York State if in Erie County we're 7%. And all the other counties are. It's got to be New York City. That's 21%. And these were figures that were provided by Corey Hogan and Steve Cohen last night. So I haven't been able to corroborate or verify or validate. So just so you know. Monarchy is created. Legislators cannot delegate or legislate their responsibilities or their roles away. They can't do it. It's against the Constitution. As is a monarchy. Against the Constitution. Do not pay the fines. Don't pay them, guys. If you get a fine, do not pay it. You're not going to get the money back if you do. Don't pay it. Where is the science? There's no consistency in the decisions. Gather in groups to file lawsuits. This was the big thing that they said. Yeah, I know it. Absolutely, I know. So gather in groups, guys. Groups of restaurants that you guys can file lawsuits with because what they're saying is they're saying that if you are a similar business, if you're a gym, if you're a bowling alley, group together and file your lawsuits together to bring down the overall costs. Hogan Willig is taking a third off of their costs, so they have brought it down by 33%. And then we talked about if masks were effective. We talked about the 44 pandemics. No time before the economy has been shut down. Governor has police power. That's unconstitutional. So the governor right now, that's another unconstitutional thing that he is, being that he's a total executive and making all decisions autonomously, unanimously, and illegally, unconstitutionally. That's not right. He had 30 days, and then he could have filed for another 15 days. The legislated or delegated away. They can't do that. Unconstitutional. But also the police power that he has to force these different agencies to come in and or attempt to force to use them against the people. But as we're seeing, as Dwayne Whitmer has done, the different county sheriffs aren't doing it. We talked about that. You have a right to be in business. That is a right. That is a right that nobody can take away from you. The leftists don't get to say, oh, hey, it's a different set of circumstances. How? Where's the science? Show me. Do you know never before in the history, even the bubonic plague that killed millions of people here and the Spanish flu, that the government said case after case, and nobody has argued this. The only argument that they have made about is forced vaccinations. They have never made the argument or contention on their side that because they can't, because they know all the case law is there to say, we've never been shut down. That the government has established that they cannot intervene in the economy or businesses. Doesn't matter at a state level, county level, U.S. National level, federal level. People and enforcing decisions still getting paid. We talked about that. Some judges are amenable to the arguments that these people are making. Sedita and Watasik are two of them. I don't know how good those guys are. Stand up and fight, they said. That the decisions to close these businesses are unilateral, they're autonomous, and they are capricious and arbitrary. They have no justification for it. One of the big things, guys, this is my thing that I brought over from UK. I saw a story about it, and I've been sharing this with everybody. If you own a business, ban pulling cars, put his picture up. Ban Cuomo, put his picture up. Ban Bernstein, put her picture up. And then put information about why they're banned and what they did and what they cost your business, what they cost your family. Put that information up there so every single patron that comes into your restaurant or establishment, your business, your salon, your tattoo parlor can see. Ban every single Department of Health official that comes into your place. Ban every single SLA individual that comes into your place. And this is for life. Ban them for life. and then tell every other business to do the same damn thing, and then put it all over social media with their faces, completely shame these people. The way that they shame us, saying you should close your business, your way of life, shut it down. For what reason? Well, you should just be a good citizen. Well, aren't you getting paid? Well, yeah. Well, how am I going to get paid? Figure it out. Shame them for what they're doing. What they're doing is shameful. It's an embarrassment. It's worse than an embarrassment. It's terroristic. Transfer to a private membership, a private membership association, guys. Tell your business owners and friends to transfer into that, because then the government has no authority over you at all, your business at all. The code enforcement officer can still try to come in and remove your certificate of occupancy, but you've got to fight that after the fact, unfortunately. Well, that's over 50% with comorbidity. Something about that, a chance that. So in Alberta, guys, there one chance at 300,000 of dying in Alberta. Those are the figures. 200 of the 200,000 deaths, I can't remember. Most of them are over 50, and most of them are comorbidity. So not many people under 50 are dying. Millard Fillmore is not testing staff, and they have no cases. The test kits that they have are color-coded. Why are they color-coded? Why don't you have all the same test kits? Why are they color-coded? Good morning, Jim. Great to see you, brother. Happy Friday. State officials were asking Hogan and Willig, when they asked and requested to be a essential business. Nobody should ever have to ask to be essential business. We're all essential businesses. All of us are essential. But state officials were coming in and asking them which files they were working on, literally which files they were working on, to see if they could be justified to be open. Where's the ACLU on this was a big question. Residents banding together to sue the state legislators, agencies, and employees. We talked about that, right? That's a big one. That we talked about the internet being purged, no warrants from judges, no entry into your home. So it takes at least 2 hours to get a warrant, guys. And what these gangs of people are telling business owners they're telling them if they don't provide them with their videos with these infractions that they've had, that they're going to go get a warrant to obtain that, and then they're going to be shut down for 2 days. So if you get shut down for 2-3 days a week by any agency, sue them for that too, because proven it takes 2 hours. And these courts aren't doing anything else. What else are they doing? They're sitting around, all getting paid. It takes 2 hours to get the warrant. Ask them if anyone's dying. It's never happened in history. No recompense if you go out of business. What's going to happen if you go out of business? Who's going to take care of you? What damages do you get because the government shut you down? None. Never happened in history. We talked about that. Article 4, Section 3, powers of governor exceeded. So that's Article 4, Section 3 of the state constitution. Powers of the governor exceeded. 5th and 14th Amendments are being violated from the U.S. Constitution. Something about the Compact Clause. No hearings being held for administrative courts if businesses remain open if they've received tickets. We talked about that. Article 78, you can file that in conjunction with your lawsuit with the tickets. There's a dozen businesses waiting to be heard. They said that Judge Sinatra and Scrutiny are also favorable judges, so we're going to list those guys. Local officials are upset that Cuomo said, we talked about that we weren't suffering here in Erie County enough, that we needed to experience what they did in New York City. Who does that? And then everything else we talked about. So a lot of bullet points there. We're going to put that down in a Word document. Good morning, Beth. And we're going to share that with everybody. We're going to share what businesses can do in this meeting that we're going to have tonight. I don't want to give the location out, but if you guys want to message me or if you want to text me today, good morning, Linda, then do that, and I will give you that location. Rolling Patriots tomorrow, 10 a.m. on Grand Island at the Mighty Taco. Bring your trucks, guys. This has got to be a big event. There's so many things going on right now for us to be encouraged by. The team that Trump has, I don't know if you guys watch Giuliani, or if you watch that team of people. Oh my God. What a Sidney Powell and the woman that opened, man, just laying it on. I feel good that these people have our whole country in their hands, extremely capable hands. So, get out there, Rolling Patriots. All we're going to do, it's going to be a nice day, beautiful day today, so make sure you guys get out there. But bring your car, bring your truck, put your flags on. My mom, who's in her 60s, my stepdad, who's in his 70s, who suffers from palsy and can't really get up and walk, he said the huge face. I was describing DC to them, and huge smile. My mom was like, you should see the smile he has on his face. And I'm going to pick them up at 9:15 tomorrow to take them out to the Rolling Patriots parade that we're going. So guys, be a part of that. Those guys, John Graff and Scott Nowachin and that whole group, just a great group of warriors and patriots. So that's 10 a.m. I already posted on the page. Tomorrow, that's Saturday. I don't know what the date is, but that's Saturday tomorrow, 10 a.m. on Grand Island, the Mighty Taco on Grand Island. I don't know exactly, but just Google it. You'll find it really quick. I'm sure there's only one Mighty Taco on Grand Island, so don't worry about being at two. I don't know, maybe Mighty Taco's doing so well, they put two on Grand Island, right? They're shutting everything else down. So there's that event. There's a big protest. There's a very big protest that we're putting together. I'm not going to give many details on it. I'm messaging everybody, and I've gotten it out to about 200 to 250 of my contacts right now. But I'm getting it. It's an extremely important one, guys. Extremely important. If you want to be a part of that, please message me if you haven't received it yet, and I will give you the information about it. Get to me quick though, because this is happening very quickly, and we've got a ton of people working on this that are doing a great job. And then we're going to have another rally as well, another protest. Good morning, Paul. We're going to have another big protest on Wednesday, guys. It's going to be down in the city. We're not exactly sure. Probably going to be around that 11 o'clock time frame. So if you're getting out of work early, we want to be down there. We want it to be a rolling protest. We want it to be loud as hell. We want it to be a marching protest. And we need thousands of people to show up. I will need you guys. We're going to talk about this at a leadership meeting. We've got our group. So thank you to Nancy Orticelli and her entire group and the church that she goes to. I don't want to implicate the church. But thank you so much to her and everything that she does. Thank you to all of the Patriots, the group leaders, the New York State group leaders that they created so that we can all network, all of us, the leaders of each one of these groups. And Nancy was kind enough to come up with an idea that said, hey, Pete, do you want a group leaders meeting about these protests? Absolutely. She put it together like that. We have that group leaders tomorrow at Saturday at 3 p.m. in Alma. And what we're going to do is talk about everything, deliberate exactly what we're going to do, get that stuff out. It'll be on Free NYS. It'll be on freenys.com. It'll be on Rally WNY, a.k.a. Rally Together USA. It'll go back to Rally WNY, guys. Don't be confused by it. So it was just a mistake, and we'll get it corrected. But Facebook says 28 days. It's still the same thing. But if you guys aren't a part of Rally Together USA, which just flows off the tongue. No, it doesn't. Rally WNY flows off the tongue. So go there and take a look at some of these events that we have posted up. This event that we want to do on Wednesday, guys, I'm going to share all this stuff individually with you, just like I've shared this other rally, this other protest about this information. When you come to protests, so the Wednesday rally, I'm going to get all that information out to you as soon as the meeting is done on Saturday. So look for that. What I'm going to need for you guys to do desperately, we need to stand together. We need to fight for these business owners. We need to fight for these small businesses. We need to fight for one another, our family, our loved ones, our friends. We have to, because guys, It's not going to stop with them. We're seeing that. We're seeing how spiteful and crazy it is that they're just going to arbitrarily shut people down. Now is the time to stand up and fight, and we need thousands of people at this one. If we have hundreds, if we have dozens at this thing on Wednesday, it's not going to mean a damn thing. And you have this opportunity now to just come out. We're putting it together. We're organizing the whole thing for you. We'll have everybody there. We'll have information disseminated to people. But tell your business owners. Tell them to tell all their families, every single customer they have. You know, Tom last night had a great point at Constitutional Coalition. He's like, these restaurant owners need to take it upon themselves to let their patrons know what is happening. So tell your restaurant owner friends that Wednesday we are having a big ass rolling and marching protest for them. It is their opportunity at that point. It is their family's opportunity, their loved ones, their friends, their customers, their suppliers, their vendors. It is their opportunity on Wednesday of this week, probably at 11 or noon. It's either going to be down in front of City Hall at Niagara Square, or it's going to be in front of the Rath Building. I haven't made the decision yet on the location. I want to get the deliberation from the group leaders because they have great minds, they're brilliant, and I want to make sure we do it the right way and we do it at the right place. But the critical thing is, when we do get it out, share it with every business owner you have, guys. There is no reason why, with me getting out, if I can get it out, by the time I'm done, I'm probably going to have personally messaged about 500 people about the protest, if not more. Personally messaged, it'll be even more than that. I did that in a day. There's no reason why you guys can't take the time and go through put your lists together, so that you'll know who to put this information out to the next time so that you can mobilize them very quickly. Get it out to these restaurants. They have to stand up for themselves. The only reason I'm putting this together, I was asked to put it together from a friend who owns a restaurant. My biggest frustration with the restaurants and the businesses that you all got complacent. You're all like, we're here, we're doing business, let's just hope it gets better. And you weren't stepping up. And I get it. You didn't want to have the target on your back because Cuomo was coming after you. You can see now he doesn't care. First, you did it because you thought you were doing the right thing. They lied to you. Then you wanted to stand up, but you saw other business owners having Cuomo put the target on their back and do everything weaponized against them. Now you know you can sue each one of these officials that walk through your door and hand them papers. You have no reason to be afraid now. Stand together. Organize together. Let's build this restaurant and small business coalition as big as we can. Let's use the influence you have with your customers and your patrons to bring people out in mass. Thousands. We need thousands of people. If we don't, it is a joke. Thanksgiving, they're telling you to not come together with your family. They shut your business down a week before Thanksgiving. A week before Thanksgiving. That's like going into your boss on Good Friday, which just happened to me. Thank you, Chen Osachi. Anyways, I don't carry any ill will at all. I really don't. Chet was a good guy. But fired me on Good Friday. I had family issues. That's exactly what that is. You fired the week before Thanksgiving. Oh, hey, by the way, you're shut down. You got any reason why? No, we don't have any reason why you're shut down. Our death rates are a lot less than the national average. We're 1% less, full 1% less than the national average in Erie County, but you're still shut down a week before Thanksgiving. You need to get people to show up. We need to have thousands of people show up to this event, guys. Hundreds aren't going to cut it. Dozens aren't going to cut it. They're going to laugh at us. They're going to absolutely, unequivocally laugh at us. Just like polling cars has every other time. When you come to these protests, and I got to wrap up here. I got a couple phone calls to make, but thank you for listening today, guys. I really appreciate it. When you come to these protests, what you need to do, get your signs made. Get and be creative. Take time. Go get your poster board over at Target, over at Walmart, over at Dollar Tree, wherever. Go get the poster board. Get it so that it's robust and big that you have. Make that sign up. Don't count on other people bringing you signs. Make your sign, okay? Be creative. Be fun. Just like funny. It's not a funny situation, but be funny with it. Have fun with it. Nick Orticelli was like, I bet pulling cars, and this is the creativity and the brilliance that this town has. You see all the signs at the Bills games, but Nick Orticelli was, I bet Mark pulling cars and Cuomo can't play guitar. It was just hilarious, and the sign was about this big. So carry a small sign, whatever, I don't know. I can't speak to that. I'm wearing this because of Nick. I wore it last night. I slept in it, and then you guys got it this morning. So, but bring your signs. Bring noise-making devices. Bring pots and pans. Bring drums. Bring horns. Whatever you have. Your kids, if they're noise-making devices, can spank them. They'll scream. No, that's a bad idea. It's probably not a good thing to do. But I don't know, maybe they deserve it. If they're a little punk, then maybe we'll all give them a big spanking. That's what they need, right? I know, Dale. I know. So bring those noise-making devices. Bring your flag. Bring a megaphone, okay? Be prepared. And then don't be afraid to bring refreshments or, donuts or whatever you want. Hot cocoa. I like hot cocoa. Bring that stuff. And then beforehand, network with people. Like I always tell everyone, if you see somebody standing alone, come in with them. If you have a group and you're going to be a part of this, bring your banner. Bring people to hold the banner. Bring people to hand out cards. Get people to get names so that you as group leader can be out there doing what you need to do. And also bring your cameras, bring your phones, and have somebody that can video record the entire event and taking pictures. We need to be able to do this at every protest, guys, okay? I will always let you guys know what we're going to do, how we don't engage. Good morning, Jerry. Great to see you, brother. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Diana. I will always tell you what's happening, what the expectations are while we're at the event and at the rally. But, bring music. If you've got loudspeakers, Scotty Ball is bringing the music. So that's going to be great. And then we're having the rolling parade as well. So for both events that we're going to have, it's going to be marching and rolling. So if you are going to roll, we're going to give you the route. Okay, if it's Niagara Square, it's going to be just around Niagara Square. It's going to be if it's going to be at the Raft Building, it's going to be around the Raft Building that we'll be driving. It's going to be Lafayette Square, which I don't imagine it's going to be. It'll be Niagara Square or around the Raft Building. It'll be the two locations. That'll make most sense. And it's going to be a holiday weekend, so we're doing it Wednesday at 11, but chances are all them government employees, they got the day off, right? But we're going to try. We're going to do what we can. But I need you guys to invite everybody. But if you're going to bring your vehicle, make sure your vehicle is inspected properly. Make sure it's registered properly. Make sure you have your flags on it. Have the patriotic. Have the signs on it. Whatever you want to do. Have the big billboard on the back of it. But don't have anybody riding in the back of your truck. Don't have anybody hanging out of the vehicle windows. We have seen police interact in a negative way with that, so don't do it. But when you're in your vehicle, be loud. Beep those horns, guys. Beep those horns as loud as you possibly can. And then, have the signs on your vehicles. And when we do rolling parades, I think this should go without saying. We do rolling parades. At all costs, go right turn, right turn, right turn, right turn, right turn. Jim, where are you going in the 5-ton? I said make a right. Left. So if you're going to bring your vehicle, try to make sure we're going right, okay? If I'm busy and you've got the rolling people and they were doing the rolling protest, just tell them, go right. And I think that's it. I'll share the rest of the information with you guys. But also, guys, what's welcome are getting dressed in things that are showing oppression, whatever that is. showing slavery, whatever that is, because that's what this is. This is financial slavery. Make no mistake about it. So feel free to do that. Encourage anybody that is coming to do that. And like I said, when you do come to these rallies and protests, make it an event for yourself that you are collecting all of the information that you can. Get all of those cards, get all of those postcards, figure out when the next event is going to be. Meet people. If you see people hanging out there, when you go, be on when you're there. Be on to meet everybody. Be on and bring your voice and ready to rally and chant. That's what we're there for. We're being the voice for the entire county. All of these businesses, be prepared to be that voice, to be as loud as you can. All right? We're going to be peaceful. We're going to be respectful like we always are. If we have counter protesters, which I don't anticipate that we're going to have, but if we do, we have people that will be watching out for that and taking care of those issues. We also, if you have any counter protesters or negativity come at you, I always say, you yell back, "We love you." That's it. Join us. Or what is Jeff? What do you always say? "We love you, love us too." That's a great one, guy. "We love you, love us too." That's a great one. Jeff came up with that. So we say that, "We love you, love us too." We love you, love us too. It's a great one. I love that one. So we never engage negativity. If somebody comes out and tries to interact with you, we've got people that will step in between to de-escalate that. And that's it. You guys get out there and enjoy this Friday, guys. Absolutely. It's a beautiful day. I don't care what you're doing. Work outside if you're working from home. Go support a local business that is still open. That's very important, guys. Breathe Free event is happening on Tuesday as well. I wanted to mention that. So Monday, before I leave, Monday, Marie Rock is partnering with Robbie De Niro, not to be mistaken with DB Robert De Niro, who we all used to love, but what happened to that guy? So Monday at 7 p.m., Marie Rock is going to be hosting another small business event, seminar, to instruct everybody what it is that you can do. I agree, Jeff. I completely agree. So we will, so if you miss tonight's, if you message me and you can't make it tonight, we've got the one on Monday as well, okay? And then we're going to have our Breathe Free event. We're still doing it next week. That's going to be on Tuesday. It is at a location. That location has probably can accommodate about 50 to 60 people comfortably. And so we would love to have, I know, Jeff. It's true. I know. Absolutely. Good morning, John. But if you guys want to be a part of Breathe Free, message me, please. We'll get you into the private text group where we reach out to everybody and let you know. If you do want to go to these events, got to RSVP, guys. Got to put the big boy pants on. Got to put the big girl pants on. I am the worst person for not RSVPing. So if I can be better at it, you got to be better at it. When you get that text message, figure it out if you and your loved one, your beautiful wife, or beautiful girlfriend, beautiful husband, beautiful boyfriend are able to come. If your kids want to come, and just respond. Heather Lorenzo has been doing a great job, but we definitely, good morning, Courtney. We need those RSVPs back as soon as possible. And here's the reason. Because if we get 60 people that come to a location, then we've got other locations, backup locations that we can have and set up for either the same night, or a different time at the same location, and have a couple of waves of people coming in. A couple of waves of super spreaders. Notice how that super spreader term, once we embraced it, nobody's a super spreader anymore, right? Bring back super spreader. Bring back super spreader. Bring back super spreader. I gotta be better with my rhythm. Bring back super spreader. That was horrible. I won't do that again to you guys. I'm sorry. I got to get a little better rhythm, All my brothers in the football leagues, all my brothers, you guys got to teach me. Bam, Kuda. You got to teach me a little bit more rhythm. I should get Kuda out there. He can give that boy's got rhythm. Oh yeah. We can get him to come out and play all the music. So, a lot of good stuff going on this weekend. I just covered it all. Rolling Patriots tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mighty Taco, Grand Island. We have it to be announced. Look for the information on another protest. Like I said, message me on that. We have the business seminar tonight out in Orchard Park if you guys want to be a part of that. Monday, we also have Marie Rock's event. And then Wednesday, we have the protest that's going to take place, the big one. Make that big, guys. Share that with everybody. We need thousands. And then Breathe Free event on Tuesday. That's everything I have. It went a bit longer than expected. That's usually happening, but there was a lot of great information. Thank you to everybody, guys. You know I love you very much. Enjoy your Friday. I'm loving these blue skies. I can't wait to get out there and that. I don't have to have the heat on. That's great. I don't have to have heat. So, yeah, Robert De Niro, yep. But I love you guys very much. Happy Friday. And if I need to be back on later, I will be to cover anything, any new developments that have happened. But otherwise, enjoy your day, enjoy your evening, and I'll talk to you soon.